Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to Kottabos Space Program, where today we are taking a look at another fun mod, this time in the form of Bombs by Pat PL. And, well, now that we have the glorious 0.25 economic boom expansion to the game all set to go for you to download, one of the things that it brings into the game is destructible buildings. And I know we have looked at some weapon mods in the past, but I wanted to look at this one because it's the first weapons mod that I've seen for the new update that, well, just came out this week, and it's pretty much specifically designed to take advantage of the new glorious, explosive, destructible goodness that we now have at the Kerbal Space Center. And so, if we just head on into... we'll actually go to the space plane hangar today for a change of pace, and I'll show you what all this mod has to offer. Let's just put a little stay putnik there so we have a command pod, and head on over to utility, because this is where all of the parts for this mod reside. And it is, of course, a bombs mod, so it adds into the game 4 bombs, specifically the smallest being the 250 kilogram bomb. We then have a 500 kilogram bomb, a 1,000 kilogram bomb, and last but certainly not least, far from in fact, we have the 2,500 kilogram bomb, each one adding just so much explosive goodness into the game. Now, it's quite good for them as well because these bombs all have independent decouplers. So if we want to hook this 2,500 kilogram bomb onto here, we can, and you can see we have a built-in decoupler for it. So we don't have to worry about adding any additional attachments for the bombs themselves. But you have no other options with them. You just sort of place them on your ship wherever you can. You hit spacebar, they drop off. But besides just bombs, this mod also adds in a small selection of rockets. And for those, we have the small rocket, which of course has the smallest explosion, but is the most accurate. Then we have the medium rocket, which is sort of a middle ground boom, but a bit slower and more lethal than the small rocket, but it does lose a little bit of accuracy. And then finally, the big rocket, which of course has the biggest boom, but also the lowest accuracy. And these things are pretty heavy, as you can probably see from the mass on these. The mass of the big rocket is 1.45, the small rocket being down to mass of 0.175. What is the 2,500 kilogram bomb? And 2.5 mass. Look at that. That is... well, it is 2,500 kilograms. There we go. I can speak today, or read, rather. But the difference between the missiles, or the rockets, rather, and the bombs is that, well, of course, they're rockets, so they will shoot forward. And they will fly for about 3 seconds at a velocity of 800 meters per second. So as long as you're flying straight, if you have them strapped under your wing, they'll fly pretty straight for a short amount of time, again, 3 seconds. So, of course, the big rocket will start sort of just spinning about quite quickly. I tested this out earlier, just going from the launch pad from the Space Center and firing each of these kinds of rockets. This thing barely made it off the launch pad. The others, they got a bit of a distance away before finally crashing to the ground. This one, I doubt it even made it about 100 meters or so before it landed and went boom, because of course it is a heavy rocket, so it's gonna be affected by gravity pretty quick compared to the small one, and of course with how large it is, as I said, of much less accurate. But another difference between the bombs and these is they don't have an independent decoupler. For the rockets, you have to put a rocket binding on your craft first. So you have to place it on our Stay Putnik here, and then take, say, this small rocket and put it on top. And that's what you have to do for the rockets. You can't just... well, you can strap it to the side of the Stay Putnik, but it ain't going anywhere. It's gonna just... yeah, it's not leaving. It's gonna stay there, fizzle out. I don't think it would go boom, But if you crashed, oh, it certainly would, because, well, these explosions are quite fun. So yes, small recap. We've got 4 lovely bombs ranging from 250 kilograms to 2,500, and they come with built-in decouplers, so you don't have to worry about them. The rockets, small, medium, and large varieties that go from very accurate small explosion to big explosion, very inaccurate, and these require a rocket binding to actually work. Now, let's actually take a look at the bombs real quick here. I took the Raven Spear Mark IV and made it into a light bomber, quote-unquote, by putting a crapload of these lovely little bombs under the wing. These are all these small 250 kilogram bombs. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 2. So 9 on each wing. That is a lot of fun bombs. And with it, this baby can still take off, but in a slightly weird manner. Let's actually go out to the runway. Because, of course, each one of these bombs is 250 kilograms. So I have to take off like this. I can still take off, but it really weighs down my wings. Let's turn on the SAS, throttle up, zoom out a bit, and off we go. I'm amazed that this thing actually takes off this way. You'd think, but with scraping the engines along the ground, it would explode, but no, it takes off quite nicely. And let's just release the bombs here so we can just take a look real quick. There they all go. And boom, look at those glorious explosions in the background. I absolutely love these bombs. So let's actually revert the flight to launch and actually drop them just right under our wing. So let's spacebar. Boom. A lot of big explosions, but you'll notice not all of them exploded. There definitely does have to be a bit more force for these to actually land. I've tried different height measurements, and it would seem that about above 2 to 3 meters, it will detonate. Below 2 meters or so, it will not detonate the explosive, because it seems to basically work off of the durability of the items, and once it surpasses that, just like a decoupler falling, after a certain distance, it's going to explode. So these will too, just with much greater force. But yeah, so we get a nice little row of bombs just sitting here, and our plane still popping a wheelie. Now, if we head back to the spaceplane hangar, and we'll load up another Mark IV Raven Spear that I put together as a heavy bomber, quote-unquote, which really isn't, because this is just the 1,000-kilogram bombs, and these are heavy. Any more than 2, or well, actually 4, because I tried starting this by doing 3 on each side of the belly, so 6 in total. The plane could not take off. That was a lot of weight under there, and it just would not take off. With 4, it could. With 2, it takes off just fine without any problems, and we'll launch and detonate these to show you. Yeah, I haven't tried. Probably with the 2,500 kilogram bombs, it would be a similar situation. You'd probably only be able to fit 2 under this thing, and I forgot to move the engines to the bottom. So those exploded, and surprisingly, did not take out our airplane. Huh. Revert to launch. There we go. And we'll move that up. Throttle up a bit here. And take off. And again, we'll just kind of go down the runway a bit and then drop these. Won't really go very far. Now, of course, even though these are big bombs, these buildings at the Kerbal Space Center tend to take a lot of force to explode. Let's drop those. Boom. There we go. Oh, God, I do love those things. They are glorious. But yeah, the buildings in the Kerbal Space Center, yes, leave anyways, do take a lot of explosive force to actually destroy. And to demonstrate this, I built a small tank that's full of a crap load of large rockets. So if we go to that one, yes, we will fly. I do love some of the new features of the new update. It is just glorious. But yeah, these are all the rockets that I have on this thing. And first, we'll keep on this. I've got it. Well, let's actually make sure and quick save. There we go. Now, if I launch these rockets, notice, remember what I said, the large rockets, they'll still go for 3 seconds at 800 meters per second velocity. But they're so heavy that they lose accuracy very quickly, plus they drop quite quickly from gravity. So, we are that close to the VAB. Watch what happens to the rockets when I launch them. They made it about halfway between my ship and the VAB, and my craft, wow, actually kind of survived. Is the Stay Putnik? No, the Stay Putnik is dead. Okay, let's go back on the quick save there. So yeah, it only made it to about here before they exploded, because they are just so inaccurate. If you were going to put these on the bottom of a plane, you're basically going to be doing a dive bombing for them to be of any sort of accuracy whatsoever. And like I was saying a moment ago... Whoop! Oh, I actually didn't mean to do that. Oh boy, let's reload that again. Hey, we got a bit of a hair trigger on this thing. Let's get close to the VAB. And one of the things I wanted to say, that I was trying to say earlier with the planes, is that these buildings do take a lot of explosive force to destroy, and I'm curious if this many large rockets, let's see, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, we have 14 large rockets on this baby. Let's put it right up against this. There we go. And see what that can do to this massive of a building. Nothing. Nothing at all. I wonder how many of these it would actually take to explode this, but we don't have that kind of time today. Let's go see if we can explode something. Let's see if perhaps these fuel tanks over here, I'm assuming they might be a bit easier to explode. So let's just roll our little robot tank over that in that direction. And let's stop about here. That should be good. Put a parking brake. Now, can we decouple these independently? It would not appear so from right-clicking. We cannot do that, but of course, we can always just, let's see. We want you, and we'll move you down here. Let's see if this will take out these fuel tanks. No. All right, let's try another, just a random one. Oh! Oh! Oh, we blew ourselves up. One more. Oh, come on, buddy. You can... Oh, I broke it. So, one of those rockets is not enough to take out that fuel tank, and nor is a second. Let's roll up with just the whole thing. See what that will do. I'm curious to how much power it takes to destroy all these things. I'll have to test that one of these days. But while we're still rolling, goodbye! Boom! That is beautiful, and we have destroyed those fuel tanks. I don't know how many of those rockets it would have taken, but that is just glorious. Ah, we've exploded a building. I want to try one more thing before I let you all go here today. Yeah, if you want to check this out, of course, as always, you can go and find the mod in the description of this video and give it a download. This is Pat PL's first, or not one of his first mods, but he is pretty new to modding, so that's one of the reasons the models right now, as you can kind of see, the models are not that great, but he is working on them. He hopes to increase their, beauty at some point in the future, as well as add some new features, such as the rockets having their own built-in decouplers. That would be quite a nice thing to have. Also, he's hoping to add in a science rocket, which I think would be very cool. And if you have any other ideas for him, he is open to them, so if you'd like to post on the forum posting for this, yeah, he'd probably appreciate any cool ideas for rockets or bombs you may have. Let's see if we can destroy Mission Control with all these rockets. Tally-ho! No. No, you can't. So we were able to destroy that fuel building. Dear God, how many things would you have to drop on this to explode it? That would be... that's impressive. We were at least able to destroy one of those, fuel tanks, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, if you would like to check it out, again, check out the link in the description. It'll take you to the forum post. You can download it from there. It is a lot of fun. I've been playing around with it for about an hour now, just dropping bombs and launching rockets, just testing it all out. It's great fun. Lots of great explosions. So far, the only buildings I've been able to take out are that water tower, that tower there, or that fuel thing. I don't know what in the hell it is. That fuel tank now. And that's it. The other buildings seem quite solid. I tried bombing the science center with some 2,500 kilogram bombs, and I didn't even destroy one building. It was impressive. It's gonna take a lot to take out these buildings, but that's a challenge, and a challenge I hope you all have fun with the Bombs mod. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode today, because that's gonna be it, and of course that you come back for the next when we go and take a look at another fun mod. But until then, thank you for watching, my friends, and as always, have a good one.